Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to Call the API. Today, we are diving into something that's, super important, but honestly, gets overlooked way too often in data science. We're talking about making our data visualizations, our charts, truly accessible for everyone. And we're going to look at a really clever Python library that's automating this whole process, and frankly, changing the game. Ready to see how it works? Let's get into it. All right, so just imagine this for a second. You're a data scientist, you've spent all this time crunching the numbers, and you finally create this beautiful chart. This one right here tells such a clear story, right? When the sun is out in Seattle, way more people are hopping on their bikes to cross the Fremont Bridge. I mean, you can literally see the two lines just dancing together. The story just pops right off the screen. But what if you couldn't see it? What if this whole story, this whole insight was completely invisible to you? How would you get that information if the visual itself was a wall you couldn't get past? For millions of people who are blind or have low vision, this isn't just some thought experiment. This is their reality, every single day. And just to give you an idea of how big this problem is, check out this number. A massive study of computational notebooks found that 99.81%, let that sink in for a second, of images generated by code had no alternative text, almost 100%. That means nearly every single chart being made in these environments is basically a blank space to a screen reader. So what we have is this huge accessibility gap. It's this silent problem that effectively locks people out. It keeps blind and visually impaired users from fully participating in data science, in education, in any field that relies on charts and graphs to share ideas. We're basically creating this whole world of data stories that only a certain group of people can actually access. But what if there was a better way? What if we could just automate the solution? Build accessibility right into the tools we already use. Well, this is where the hero of our story makes its entrance. Let's meet MatplotAlt. So, what is MatplotAlt? It's a totally open-source Python package made for matplotlib, which, as you know, is one of the most popular plotting libraries on the planet. And its mission is super simple. Make it ridiculously easy to add good, high-quality, descriptive alt text to your charts. And get this, with a single line of code. And this slide right here, this is the aha moment. Just look at how simple this is. On the left, you've got your standard Python code for a bar chart, but look closely. Instead of the usual plt.show, the developer just swapped it for show_with_alt. And boom, right below the chart, you get this amazing detailed description, all ready to be read by a screen reader. It's a tiny change for the developer, but a world of difference for the user. So you're probably wondering, how does it actually write this stuff? Where do these descriptions come from? Well, this is where it gets really cool. MatplotAlt actually gives you two powerful ways to get the job done. One based on the code itself, and another that uses AI. So on one path, you've got what's called the heuristic method. Think of this as the fast, just the facts approach. It digs right into the chart object itself and pulls out the title, the axis labels, the data points, all the raw, hard data. Then on the other path, you have the VLM, or Vision Language Model method. This is where it gets fancy. It uses powerful AI models like GPT-4 to actually look at the chart image and describe it in a really natural, human-sounding way. Now, we all know AI can be a little creative sometimes, and the creators of MatplotAlt point this out in their paper. These big AI models can sometimes make stuff up or get facts wrong, so they did something absolutely brilliant. MatplotAlt can take the superfactual text from that first method and feed it to the AI as a guide. It's like giving the AI a cheat sheet of facts to keep it on track. So you end up with a description that's both beautifully written and factually correct. It is quite literally the best of both worlds. Okay, so the technology is awesome. We get that. But the best part, the real magic, is just how easy this is to get your hands on. In fact, you can start playing around with this right now, completely free, in probably less than a minute. Let me show you how. The perfect place to start is Google Colab. If you've never used it, it's basically a free Jupyter notebook that lives in your web browser. There's zero setup, it's just ready to go. It's an incredible free tool for anyone doing data science or just learning to code, and it's the perfect playground for a library like matplotlib.
Seriously, it could not be simpler to get going. You just open up a new Colab notebook. In a cell, you type pip install matplotalt. Then, you write your totally normal matplotlib code to make a chart. And for the grand finale, you just replace that final plt.show with show_with_alt. That's it, you've done it. You just created your first truly accessible chart.
It really is that simple.
And because you're in this awesome Python environment, you can hook it up to all sorts of things. You could pull data directly from a Google Sheet, run your script, generate the chart with the alt text, and you could even have an AI write a summary and pop it right back into your spreadsheet. The possibilities for creating automated, accessible reports are just massive.
And that word automate, that's really the bigger picture here. This isn't just about fixing one chart at a time. This is about weaving accessibility into the very fabric of our data science workflow, right from the very beginning.
To prove that point, check this out. MatplotAlt comes with a super powerful command line tool called Alt-Textify. You can literally point this tool at an entire notebook file, hit enter, and it will go through and automatically add alt text to every single chart inside. You don't even have to open the file. Imagine integrating that into your Git workflow, making accessibility a mandatory check before any new code can be merged. Game changer.
So what's the bottom line here? What should we take away? First, we need to automate accessibility. Tools like this make it a seamless part of what we do, not some extra chore at the end. Second, this stuff integrates everywhere, whether you're a student using a free Colab notebook or a pro working with complex Git pipelines. And finally, and this is the most important part, this empowers people. Alt text is that crucial first step that allows blind and visually impaired users to start exploring data and discovering stories for themselves.
Code walkthrough.
You know that feeling when you're staring at a spreadsheet, just wishing it could analyze itself? Well, what if it actually could? Today, we're going to watch that happen. We're taking a simple data table and transforming it into automated insights with just a little bit of Python code.
So, here's our game plan for this little data adventure. We're going to start with setting up the code, then we'll pull out the data, make it visual, let an AI take a look, and then, this is the cool part, send those brand new insights right back where they came from.
Our script is basically a 6-step recipe for automation. First, we'll handle the setup and login. Then we grab the data, clean it up, which is always important. After that, we create a chart, have an AI analyze it, and finally, we update the spreadsheet. Let's see how it all fits together.
All right. First things first. Before we can do any of the fun stuff, we have to set the stage. You know, every good project starts with getting your workspace and your tools all lined up and ready to go.
So, what's the big idea here? Well, it's all right here. We're going to use a single Python script to do the whole shebang. Pull data, whip up a chart, get some smart insights from an AI, and then pop those insights right back into the original spreadsheet, all automatically.
And to pull this off, we're going to need a toolkit. Think of these as our specialized gadgets. We've got pandas to organize our data, matplotlib to draw our pretty pictures, Google's AI to do the heavy thinking, and this really neat package called MatplotAlt that helps make our chart accessible for everyone.
Okay, tools are ready. Now let's get our hands dirty. This is where the script actually reaches into our Google Sheet, grabs that raw data, and gets it into shape for the real analysis.
And it all kicks off in a place that's probably super familiar to you, a simple Google Sheet. Nothing fancy. In our case, it's just a list of the continents and how big they are in square kilometers. And boom, this is the first real action our script takes. It's a simple command that says, hey, go into that spreadsheet and grab everything from cell A1 down to B8. Just like that, the data is pulled into our script.
But, you know, it's never that easy, right? The data we just grabbed is kind of messy. See, the numbers have commas in them, and they're stored as text. A computer can't do math with that. So first, we've got to clean it up. And this is where the magic of code comes in. That first line uses pandas to neatly organize our raw data into a structured cable, which we call a data frame. Then, the second line, and this is the crucial part, goes into that land area column, strips out all the commas, and turns the text into actual numbers we can work with.
And check this out. This is what we get. We've gone from messy, raw text to this perfectly clean, beautifully organized table of data. Now it's ready for the fun part.
All right, this is where things get really fun. We're about to take these clean numbers and turn them into a visual story, something our brains can understand in just a single glance.
So how do we draw it? With this little snippet right here, we're telling our drawing library, matplotlib, to create a bar chart. We say, hey, use the first column, the continents, for the labels at the bottom, and use the second column, the land area, to decide how tall each bar should be. We even give it a nice title automatically. And just like that, poof, our script spits out this awesome bar chart. It's so clear, right? You can immediately see the relationships. Asia is just massive compared to the others. That's the power of visualization.
But this brings up a really important point in data science today. A picture is great, but what if you can't see it? How do we make sure this information is accessible to someone, say, using a screen reader?
And the answer is that super clever tool from our toolkit, MatplotAlt. It's built for exactly this purpose. With just one more line of code, it looks at the chart we made and automatically writes out a detailed text description of it. It's an amazing way to make data inclusive.
Okay, we've visualized the data. Now let's bring in the big guns, AI. We're not just going to show the data anymore. We're going to ask an artificial intelligence to actually interpret it for us.
So how do we talk to the AI? We give it a prompt, just like this one. We take our clean data table, format it as simple text, and then we just ask it a plain English question. Hey, can you give me 2 or 3 quick insights based on this data?
And you have to see what it came back with. It's not just spitting out facts, it's spotting patterns. It immediately points out how dominant Asia is, but then it finds this tiered structure, grouping Africa and North America together. That's a genuine insight, and it was found automatically.
So we've come a long way. We've grabbed data, we've cleaned it, we've visualized it, we've had an AI analyze it. Now for the grand finale, we've got to close the loop and send our findings back home.
And it all comes down to this one single powerful command. It takes that whole AI summary we just got, which we've saved in a variable called response, and gets it ready for the final step.
And then it just writes that entire text block right into cell E1 of our original Google Sheet. And that's it. The loop is complete. We started at the spreadsheet and we've come all the way back, but now with brand new intelligence added.
And that's it. Mission accomplished. This is the little success message our script gives us at the end, confirming that everything ran just the way it was supposed to. The chart is done, and those AI insights are sitting right there in the spreadsheet, waiting for us.
So when you think about it, we've gone from a pretty standard spreadsheet to a fully automated analysis pipeline with just a handful of code. It's pretty amazing what's possible. And it really gets you thinking, right? What's some boring manual process in your own life that could be next?